this video, we're going to go ahead and put in the footer and finish off our site here. So I'm going to go ahead back to my HTML page, and I'm going to navigate towards the bottom. So I'm after the end of my testimonial section. I'm going to go ahead and put in my footer. So I'm going to put in a tag of footer. I'm going to open that up, and then we got a double bracket here to get rid of. I'm going to put in a new div with a class of content container, and I'm going to make it a fluid container. And in here I'm going to put in a new div with a class of row. I'm going to open that up, and my first div in there is going to have a class of COL SM6. And I'm actually duplicate this for the other area. So let me just put a little space in there so you can see where I'm working. I'm going to open up that first column. I'm going to do a paragraph tag. I'm going to have it say, call us toll free at, I'm going to put in a span class, and that class is going to be called phone for our phone number. And then I'm going to type in 800-555-1234 for a fake phone number in my span. Then ending that paragraph, I'm going to put in another paragraph after that just for forced line break here. And I'm going to put in my copyright, so ampersand copy semicolon 2021. I'm going to put in a nice little link, my A tag, href, I'm just going to put in a placeholder £sign here, and I'm going to say southwestvetclinic.com. We'll pretend that's my website. All rights reserved. And then that looks pretty good. Let's move that over so you can see a little better. So then I'm going to move into my next little div here, and I'm actually going to put in a new menu, because this is an example of having two different menus in your site. So I'm going to create a new nav, and I'm going to give it the class of navbar default. Let's see. I'm going to give it a role of navigation. And inside there, I'm going to create an unordered list. And this is going to have a class of navbar, and then justify content, and to send that all to the right. I'm going to create my list items here, and they're going to have a class of nav item. And I'll put links in there. What to do first placeholder link, and then a class of nav link. Put in my terms of use. And I'm going to go ahead and copy that little list item because that's a lot of typing. So copy, I'm going to paste right below it, and I'm going to put in my privacy policy here. There we go. All right. So then I'm going to save that, and let's take a look at what that looks like. Let's go all the way to the bottom. There we go. And looks like I got some extra weirdness hanging out here. I definitely have an extra bracket here. Got some bullets. So we'll go ahead and fix that. I've got to find where that extra is right there. Extra angle guy is. All right, now let's do some CSS styling to this. So let's jump over to our CSS here. I kind of scroll all the way to the bottom of my CSS. I'm going to go ahead and put in my footer section. Footer section. And I'm just going to call out the footer itself. And the background is going to be, so I'm going to set the background to being pound 586 D74 semicolon. Color is white. Font size is going to be 0.8 em. And padding is 20 pixels by 0 by 40 pixels by 0. I'm going to style the links, so I'm going to call out footer links here. I'm going to set the color to being pound E0 E68E, and I'll set the hover color too, so footer A : hover, and that's going to be color is pound EEC856 semicolon. I'm going to go ahead and import and flag that one. If you ever have issues with overriding some of the flexbox styles, sometimes the putting in that important flag can really fix it for you. I'm going to call out the phone, that's band that we called, so footer dot phone. So make the font size a little bigger. That's going to be 1.4 em. Font weight is 700. And color is going to be pound E0 E68E. And then I'm going to call it the footer, nav bar, nav, LI, A, and set the padding top to 0, padding bottom to 0. Text decoration to underline. And the color to being pound EEC 856. I'm going to import and flag that too. All right, so now let's save that and we'll see how our footer's looking. There we go. So this looks better. I'm going to have to fix that blue color did not override. So let's double check what happened here. All right, so the issue that what we had to fix was I called out my CSS navbar nav, so it should say navbar nav. I don't need the little caret there. I do need to write, however, under unordered list. Before it looked like that, so it was popping up as blue like that, so I needed to make sure that this says navbar nav. And then that should pop these in as being the correct color. And then I need to move the justify content end. It's not in the correct spot. So I'm going to cut it and it should come up in the nav here. I'm going to paste it in there. And then it's going to go ahead and center it then to the right. So there we go. Now I've got my nav bar, I've got elements on both sides, just the way I would like it. So let's take one quick final look at our entire site now that we have the footer in. I'm going to expand this wide here. So we come up to the top, we've got our nav bar brand, we have our links, they work, they take you to the sections that you would like to go to. Our testimonials flip up, and then we have a nice footer. So that is the end of creating a single page website in Bootstrap 5. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next series of videos. Bye.